The price of home. Home. Close your eyes for just a moment and think about that word. What comes to mind? For most of your life, that word meant security, didn't it? It meant a place where memories were made, where children took their first steps, where holiday dinners filled the air with warmth and laughter. It meant the sanctuary you returned to after long days of work, the place where you could finally exhale and just be yourself. But today, right now, for millions of Americans over 55, that word has taken on a different meaning entirely. Today, home has become the heaviest weight many of us carry. It's become a source of anxiety instead of comfort, a financial burden instead of a blessing, a problem that keeps us awake at 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, wondering how we got here. Right now, across every state in America, there's a quiet crisis happening behind closed doors. It's not making the evening news. It's not trending on social media. Politicians aren't giving speeches about it, but it's real, it's growing, and it's affecting people just like you. People who worked hard their entire lives, people who played by the rules, people who did everything they were supposed to do. The numbers tell a sobering story, and I think you deserve to hear the truth. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in most American cities now exceeds $1,500 a month. In major metropolitan areas, it's closer to $2,000 or more. Property taxes have doubled, sometimes even tripled, in many counties over the past decade. Home insurance rates have skyrocketed by 40 to 60% in just the last 3 years alone. In some states prone to natural disasters, insurance has become nearly impossible to find at any price. Utility costs are climbing relentlessly. Home maintenance that you used to be able to handle yourself now requires expensive professionals. And for those of you living on fixed incomes, watching Social Security checks of $1,200 to $1,800 trying to stretch across all these costs, the math simply doesn't add up anymore. It can't. It's not your fault that it doesn't. The system has changed around you. Let me tell you about Margaret. She's 72 years old, lives in a small town in Ohio, and she taught second grade for 37 years. Margaret wasn't just a teacher, she was the kind of teacher children remembered decades later. The one who made learning fun, who stayed after school to help struggling students, who spent her own money on classroom supplies because she could unbear to see her kids go without. Margaret saved responsibly throughout her career. She and her husband Tom lived modestly, took few vacations, and focused on building a secure future. They paid off their modest 3-bedroom home in 1998. It was a moment of celebration. They were finally free of that monthly payment. They could breathe easier. Retirement looked bright. But when Tom passed away 5 years ago after a sudden heart attack, everything changed. The pension that had seemed sufficient for 2 people barely covered Margaret's basic needs alone, and suddenly, that paid-off home became unaffordable. Property taxes in her county had increased by 140% since they debought the house. The annual bill was now $3,800. Insurance had gone from $800 a year to nearly $2,000. When the furnace died last winter, the replacement cost $4,500. When the roof started leaking, the estimate for repair was $12,000. Margaret found herself lying awake at night, her mind racing through numbers that never seemed to balance. She stopped turning on the heat, except in the coldest months. She let small repairs go, knowing they'd become bigger problems later, but unable to afford them now. She started eating less, telling herself she wasn't that hungry anyway. And the shame she felt, the crushing shame of struggling after a lifetime of responsibility that was almost worse than the financial stress itself. Or consider Robert, 68 years old. A veteran who served 2 tours in Vietnam and then spent 42 years working in manufacturing. Robert's story is different from Margaret's, but the pain is just as real. The modest home he bought in 1982 in what was then an affordable neighborhood cost $65,000. Today, thanks to urban development and gentrification, that same home is valued at $415,000. On paper, Robert is wealthy. In reality, he's trapped. That equity is locked away, inaccessible unless he sells. But if he sells, where will he go when every other home in every other neighborhood costs just as much or more? His property taxes are based on that inflated value, nearly $6,000 a year for a house he bought decades ago for a fraction of that amount. His fixed income from Social Security and a small pension totals about $2,000 a month. After property taxes, insurance, utilities, and basic maintenance, there's almost nothing left. Robert has considered a reverse mortgage, but he's heard horror stories. He's looked into downsizing, but everything smaller is still expensive and often in worse condition than what he has. He's thought about moving to a cheaper state, but that would mean leaving his daughter and grandchildren, the only family he has left after his wife died from cancer 8 years ago. Every option feels like losing something irreplaceable. This isn't just about money, and I think you know that. When you've lived in a home for 20, 30, 40 years, every room holds a lifetime of moments. That kitchen isn't just a kitchenette where you taught your daughter to bake chocolate chip cookies on Sunday afternoons. It's where you sat with your son after his first heartbreak, talking until midnight over cold coffee. It's where you celebrated promotions and mourned losses, where ordinary Tuesdays became precious simply because you were together. The garage where your husband taught your son to change a tire, passing down knowledge from one generation to the next. The backyard where birthday parties filled the air with children's laughter. Where the dog you loved for 15 years is buried beneath the oak tree. The front porch where you watched 1,000 sunsets with your partner, not needing to speak because the silence between you was comfortable and full of love. The thought of leaving isn't just financially painful, it's emotionally devastating. It feels like being forced to abandon a part of yourself, like erasing chapters from your own story. And yet, every single month, when those bills arrive in the mailbox, the anxiety grows a little stronger, the weight a little heavier. Many of you are making choices that no one should have to make after a lifetime of hard work and contribution to society. Heat or medication, that's not a hypothetical dilemma for millions of American seniors. It's a real decision made every winter month. Do I keep warm, or do I fill the prescription that keeps my blood pressure under control? Property tax payment or groceries for the month? Home repairs that can't wait, or the healthcare you desperately need? These impossible choices are the reality for people who spend 40, 50 years working every single day, paying taxes, supporting their communities, raising families, and building the America we all live in today. And here's something that makes it even harder: the guilt. You feel guilty for struggling when you should have planned better. Guilty for potentially becoming a burden on your children. Guilty for not being able to help your grandchildren with college costs because you're barely keeping your own head above water. That guilt is heavy and it's everywhere, coloring every decision, every conversation, every quiet moment alone with your thoughts. Many of you are making choices that no one should have to make after a lifetime of hard work and contribution to society. Heat or medication, that's not a hypothetical dilemma for millions of American seniors. It's a real decision made every winter month. Do I keep warm, or do I fill the prescription that keeps my blood pressure under control? Property tax payment or groceries for the month? Home repairs that can't wait, or the healthcare you desperately need? These impossible choices are the reality for people who spent 40, 50 years working every single day, paying taxes, supporting their communities, raising families, and building the America we all live in today. And here's something that makes it even harder: the guilt. You feel guilty for struggling when you should have planned better. Guilty for potentially becoming a burden on your children. Guilty for not being able to help your grandchildren with college costs because you're barely keeping your own head above water. That guilt is heavy and it's everywhere, coloring every decision, every conversation, every quiet moment alone with your thoughts. There's another dimension to this crisis that doesn't get talked about enough, but it's crucial. When housing costs force you to move away from your neighborhood, you don't just lose a building, you lose your community. You lose Mrs. Chen from next door, who's brought you soup when you were sick for the past 15 years. You lose the neighbors who've known your children since they were born, who remember your spouse, who share your history. You lose the local shop owners who greet you by name, who know you want your coffee black with 1 sugar, who ask about your grandkids. You lose the familiarity of every street corner, the comfort of knowing exactly where you are and where everything is. You lose the church or synagogue or community center where you've built relationships spanning decades, where people know your name and notice when you're absent. Financial stress about housing often leads to isolation in more insidious ways too. You stop inviting friends over because you're embarrassed about the deferred maintenance you couldn't afford to fix. That leaking faucet, that stained carpet, that peeling paint. You decline social invitations because every dollar needs to be preserved for essentials, and even a modest lunch out feels like an unaffordable luxury. You become quieter about your struggles because admitting them feels like admitting failure. You smile and say "I'm fine" when you're not fine. When you're scared and tired and don't know how you're going to make it through another month. The walls that once protected you and held your life together start to feel like they're closing in, becoming a prison rather than a sanctuary. Depression rates among seniors facing housing insecurity are significantly higher than the general population. Anxiety disorders, sleep problems, and stress-related health issues all increase when housing stability is threatened. The impact on mental and physical health creates a vicious cycle. Stress makes health worse, which increases medical costs, which makes the housing situation more precarious, which increases stress. And underneath all of this runs a current of deep, justified anger and bewilderment. You did everything right. You worked hard, sometimes 2 or 3 jobs at once. You saved when you could. You paid your taxes every single year without complaint. You raised good children, contributed to your community, volunteered, helped neighbors, supported local businesses. You didn't make reckless financial decisions. You didn't live beyond your means. You were responsible, careful, thoughtful about the future. And yet, here you are, in your 60s or 70s or 80s, worrying about keeping a roof over your head. How did this happen? When did the promise of security after a lifetime of work become just another broken promise in a long line of broken promises? You look around and see massive corporations buying up single-family homes as investment properties, driving up prices. You see luxury apartment buildings standing half empty, while people struggle to find affordable housing. You see politicians arguing about everything except the real problems affecting real people. And you wonder who's fighting for us, who are standing up for the people who built this country and now can't afford to live in it. This housing crisis affects more than just you. It ripples through families in painful ways. Adult children watch their parents struggle and feel torn between their own financial obligations and their desire to help. They have mortgages, student loan debt for their children, rising costs of their own. They want to help, desperately want to help, but they're stretched thin themselves. Grandparents who always imagined being the ones to help, to provide, to give, now face the humiliating prospect of needing to ask for help instead. That role reversal is psychologically difficult in ways that people who have experienced it can't fully understand. Your identity as the provider, the stable one, the one with answers, all of that feels threatened. Family gatherings become strained when everyone's avoiding the elephant in the room. Your kids can see you struggling but do want to know how to bring it up without making you feel worse. You don't want to burden them with your problems, so you minimize and deflect. The distance grows, not from lack of love, but from an abundance of it mixed with fear and uncertainty. Some families have fractured completely over these issues. Arguments about who should help more, whose responsibility it is, what mom or dad should do with the house. Money problems have a way of bringing out both the best and worst in people, and family dynamics under financial stress can become toxic fast. But here's where I need you to really hear me, to let these words sink in deep. You are not alone in this struggle. Not even close. Millions of Americans in your exact situation are facing these same challenges right now, today. And more importantly, and I truly mean this with every fiber of my being, you are not without options. Real options. Practical options. Options that are working for people just like you right now. Yes, the situation is serious. Yes, it's profoundly unfair that after working hard your entire life, housing security should even be a concern. You shouldn't be in this position. But you are, and we need to deal with what is, not what should be. And the good news, real, genuine good news, is that there are solutions, programs, strategies, and resources that thousands of people in your exact situation are discovering and implementing successfully right now. First, let's talk about programs you may not know exist because nobody's told you about them. The Property Tax Postponement Program is available in many states, allowing seniors above a certain age to defer property taxes until the home is sold or transferred. This isn't a tax break. You'll still owe the money eventually, but it removes that immediate, crushing annual burden. Some states add minimal interest, others add none at all. Many states also offer property tax exemptions or freezes specifically for residents over 65. In some places, if you're above a certain age and below a certain income threshold, your property taxes can be frozen at current levels or even reduced. Texas, Florida, and several other states have generous homestead exemptions for seniors. But here's the critical part. These programs don't advertise themselves. You have to apply. You have to know they exist and take that step. The USDA offers home repair loans and grants specifically for low-income seniors in rural areas. If you live outside a major metropolitan area, you may qualify for assistance with essential home repairs, the kind of things that make a home safe and livable. New roofs, heating systems, accessibility modifications. The grants don't have to be repaid. The loans have extremely favorable terms, often 1% interest or less. Housing counseling agencies approved by HUD offer free, completely free, advice specifically for seniors facing housing challenges. These aren't salespeople trying to sell you something. They retrained counselors who can help you understand your specific situation and explore options you might never have considered. They can explain reverse mortgages in plain language, help you understand home equity conversion, or guide you through downsizing strategies that actually make financial sense for your particular circumstances. Many local area agencies on aging provide services most people don't know about. They can connect you with programs for home weatherization, utility assistance, meal delivery, and even minor home repairs through volunteer programs. Some coordinate with local churches and community organizations that have emergency assistance funds specifically designated to help seniors stay in their homes. Legal aid societies in most states offer free legal assistance to seniors, including help with housing issues. If you're facing foreclosure, dealing with predatory lending situations, or need help understanding complex documents related to your home, you don't have to navigate that alone. Lawyers who specialize in elder law can provide consultations, often at no cost or on a sliding scale. Now let's talk about options you might not have considered. Solutions that are gaining popularity precisely because they address both financial concerns and social isolation simultaneously. Home sharing isn't what it used to be. Modern home sharing arrangements for seniors are carefully structured, often with formal agreements, background checks, and support from organizations that specialize in matching compatible housemates. Thousands of seniors are now renting out a room in their homes not to strangers off the internet, but through programs that match them with carefully vetted individuals, often other seniors, graduate students, or young professionals looking for stable, quiet housing. This isn't just about the $500 to $800 a month in extra income, though that helps tremendously. Many participants report that having someone else around actually improves their quality of life, their sense of security, and reduces loneliness. Accessory dwelling units, sometimes called granny flats or in-law units, are small secondary housing units on your existing property. If you have space in your yard, building a small cottage or converting a garage into a rental unit can provide substantial monthly income. Many cities have relaxed zoning restrictions for ADS specifically to address housing shortages. Yes, there's an upfront cost, but various financing options exist, and the long-term income can make it worthwhile. Co-housing communities are emerging across the country, and they represent a fundamentally different approach to aging. These are neighborhoods designed specifically for people in your stage of life who want to maintain independence while sharing some resources and costs. Imagine having your own private apartment or small home, complete with kitchen and bathroom, but sharing a common house with neighbors for optional communal meals, activities, and companionship. The cost savings are significant shared utilities, maintenance costs distributed across multiple households, and bulk purchasing for food and supplies. But the social benefits are perhaps even more valuable. You're not isolated, you're not alone, you have community built into your living situation, but you also have privacy when you want it. These communities are springing up in every region of the country. The village model is another innovative approach that's helping seniors stay in their homes longer. Villages are membership organizations where neighbors organize to help each other age in place through shared services, transportation, social activities, and support systems. For a modest monthly or annual fee, members get access to vetted service providers, volunteer assistance, and a social network of people in similar life stages. Villages arrange group rates for services like house cleaning, minor repairs, and yard work. They coordinate transportation to medical appointments. They organize social events, educational programs, and volunteer opportunities. Most importantly, they create a community of mutual support where asking for help doesn't feel like a burden because everyone both gives and receives. Don't overlook the potential of honest family conversations, even though I know this is difficult. Asking for help after a lifetime of being the one who provided feels like swallowing your pride. It feels like admitting defeat. But here's what I want you to consider. Your adult children often want to help and simply do want to realize the extent of the situation. They're waiting for you to open up because they do want to offend you by assuming you need help. Multi-generational living is making a comeback in America, not just out of necessity, but because families are rediscovering the value of staying connected. Adult children benefit from help with childcare and household management. Grandchildren benefit from close relationships with grandparents. And seniors benefit from reduced housing costs, built-in social connection, and support. This doesn't mean you lose your independence. Many families create separate living spaces within one home or property, mother-in-law suites, renovated basements, or ADS. You maintain your privacy and autonomy while being part of a household where costs, responsibilities, and support are shared. Here is a fundamental shift in thinking that might help you navigate this challenging time. Your home's purpose has changed, and that's not just okay, it's natural and right. For decades, your home served as the place where you raised a family, built a career, and created a life. It was the staging ground for all the active years of parenting, working, and building. Now, perhaps its purpose is different. Maybe it's meant to provide you with resources for this new chapter through a sale or rental income. Maybe it's meant to be simplified and downsized so you can focus on experiences rather than maintenance and worry. Maybe it's meant to be shared so you can build new connections and community in this stage of life. Letting go of the home, or transforming your relationship with it, isn't failure. Please hear that. It's not failure. It's adaptation. It's wisdom. It's recognizing that you are more important than any building, no matter how many memories it holds. Those memories, those precious moments with loved ones, they're not stored in walls and floors. They're stored in your heart, in your mind, and they travel with you wherever you go. Some of the happiest seniors I've spoken with are those who made the difficult decision to downsize and discovered liberation on the other side of that choice. Less space to maintain, lower bills, fewer responsibilities, more money to spend on things they actually enjoy: travel, hobbies, time with grandchildren. One woman told me that selling her large family home and moving into a small apartment felt like setting down a heavy backpack she'd been carrying for decades. She finally felt free. You've spent your entire life solving problems. Think about everything you've already overcome. You've weathered recessions and economic downturns. You've dealt with job losses, career changes, personal losses that felt unbearable at the time. You've faced health challenges, relationship difficulties, and countless obstacles that would have stopped people with less strength and determination. Every single one of those challenges felt insurmountable when you were in the middle of it, didn't it? And every single time, you found a way through. You adapted, you persevered, you survived. That strength doesn't disappear just because you've aged. If anything, you're more resilient now because you've accumulated decades of evidence that you can handle hard things. This housing challenge is real, but it's not You have more resources than you might realize: internal resources of strength and wisdom, external resources of programs and community, and human resources of family and friends who care about you. You're not facing this alone, even when it feels that way. Tomorrow morning, I want you to take just one small step. Just one. Call a housing counselor and schedule a conversation. Research senior property tax programs in your state online or at your local library. Have that difficult but necessary conversation with a family member you trust, if it's a local senior center where others are navigating similar challenges and where resources and information are available. Just one step. That's all I'm asking. Because here's what happens when you take that one step: it becomes easier to take the next one and then the next one. And before you know it, you've found a path forward that you could unsee before because you were too overwhelmed to look. Here's the truth that matters most. The truth I want you to remember when you're lying awake at night worrying. Your worth is unmeasured by your address. Your legacy isn't contained in walls and a roof. Your value comes from a lifetime of love given, work completed with integrity, challenges overcome with courage, relationships nurtured, children raised, communities strengthened, and wisdom earned through decades of living fully and honestly. Home was never really about the building anyway, was it? When you think about what made a place feel like home, it wasn't the structure, it was the safety you felt there, the love that filled the rooms, the sense of belonging, the comfort of being yourself without pretense or performance. And those things, those essential things that make anywhere feel like home, you carry those with you. They're part of who you are. Those things exist wherever you are. No property tax bill can touch them. No insurance increase can diminish them. No housing crisis can take them away. They remain, even when everything else changes, because they're not external things you possess, they're internal qualities you embody. You are stronger than this challenge. I know you might not feel strong right now. I know you might feel tired and scared and uncertain. But strength isn't the absence of fear or doubt. Strength is continuing to move forward even when you're afraid. And you're still here, you're still fighting. That's strength. You are resourceful enough to find solutions. You've proven that throughout your entire life. Every problem you've solved, every challenge you've met, every difficulty you've overcome, all of that is evidence of your resourcefulness. That capability doesn't expire. It's still there, waiting to be applied to this current situation. And you are worthy. Worthy of security, worthy of peace, worthy of stability and comfort in these years you've worked so hard to reach. You've earned this. It shouldn't be this hard, but your worth isn't diminished by the struggle. If anything, your willingness to keep trying in the face of difficulty only proves what you've always been: a person of strength, dignity, and determination. The price of home may be high. The cost in dollars, in stress, in worry, it's all real and it's all heavy. But the value of your resilience, the worth of your spirit, the strength of your character, that's priceless. That's beyond measure. And that's what will carry you through this challenge and into whatever comes next. You've got this, and you're not alone. Remember this always: while there is life, there is hope. As long as we have faith, the light will be there guiding us, protecting us, comforting us through even the darkest nights. That light never goes out. It's always there, waiting for us to lift our eyes and see it. I wish for everything to get better for you, I truly do. I wish for your burdens to lighten, for your worries to ease, for peace to find its way into your heart and your home. You deserve that. You've always deserved that. May God bless you abundantly. May He watch over you, guide your steps, and surround you with His grace and protection. If this message resonated with you, if these words brought you even a small measure of comfort or hope, I would be grateful if you could help us reach others who need to hear this. Subscribe to this channel so we can continue sharing messages of hope and practical solutions for the challenges we face. Your subscription tells us that this matters, that these conversations are important. If you could leave a like on this video, it helps YouTube understand that this content is valuable, and it allows us to reach more people who are searching for answers, for community, for that light at the end of the horizon. And please, if you know someone, a friend, a neighbor, a family member who might need to hear these words today, share this video with them. Sometimes, all we need is to know we're not alone, to hear that there's hope, to be reminded that we're stronger than we think. Together, we can be that light for each other. God bless you, take care of yourself, and remember, you matter, your struggle matters, and better days are ahead. Until next video.